Hi, I'm Nathan Cruz, and welcome once again to Inside the Toy Room. Today we're talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that's Batman the Animated Series. I can almost go back in time and remember early mornings, waking up, running downstairs, getting a bowl of cereal, sitting in front of the TV. You just knew you was in for something good the moment you heard that opening score by Danny Elfman. Be the Warner Brothers logo, and it would fade into the intro to the Batman Animated Series cartoon. Pan down the bank robbery, and then you see this, the Batmobile tearing it out, and it was just an incredible TV show. Now, Batman the Animated Series first aired on the 5th of September in 1992, and it was part of the Fox Kids launch, the initial launch that was made by Margaret Losh. Margaret Losh became head of Fox Kids in 1990. Now, I just want to take a moment here just to thank Margaret Losh on behalf of myself and pretty much every other kid that grew up in the 1990s, because if it weren't for you, we wouldn't have had such an amazing childhood with so many amazing cartoons and so many amazing toys that came from that. So I just want to give you a big kiss right now to say thank you, because you made my childhood incredible. As I mentioned, it was produced in 1992 by Warner Brothers Animation, and leading the production was Bruce Timm and Eric Radowski, who had just been working on the Emmy Award winning Tiny Toon Adventures produced by Steven Spielberg. Now, originally Batman the Animated Series wasn't geared towards kids, and it wasn't going to be geared towards a toy line. They'd just come off TV shows that were geared towards a toy line. They were very much wanting to do something different, something dark and gritty, and the TV show very much had that feel to it. It was like a film noir, and that's why it ended up winning 3 Daytime Emmy Awards and 1 Primetime Emmy Award. The success of the TV series also was able to launch 2 animated films. One was Batman Mask of Phantasm, the other Batman Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. So everybody wanted to get toys for it, and Kenner once again came to our rescue with a toy range that launched in 1992 alongside the release of the TV show. These figures were, as featured right here, they're about 3.5 inches tall, and they had a variety of different figures, from the villains to different versions of Batman, different versions of Robin, vehicles such as this here, which is the Batmobile, which is pretty. This was one of my favourite toys as a kid. I remember this because it had this little gimmick. It comes out and becomes a second vehicle, which was pretty. This is so 90s. I love it. Now, the original toy line did well at first, but after a while, parents and even kids kind of soon became used to what they was getting sold here, and that was they would take a model of Batman like this and just paint him up in different colours and sell it as a different toy. For example, you've got this one here, and very similar is this right here, where they've basically put Batman in some robotic stilts that are also black and gold, but you take the figure out of this, and as you can see, we're pretty much looking at the exact same figure, and people soon got bored of this, and subsequently the series started to fail. So Kenner relaunched and rebooted everything with the name Batman Crime Squad, and they started to add more accessories to the figures, but again it was pretty much the same thing. Luckily for them, the TV show was then rebranded to The New Adventures of Batman and Robin, and it gave the characters a bit of a different look, a bit more sleek, different Bat logo. We ended up seeing Robin then graduate from being Robin to Nightwing, and Tim Drake come in, Jason Todd come in as the new Robin, and so forth. Batgirl. I could go on and talk about Batman forever, but we're here to talk about the figures. In my toy collection, these guys have got a very special place to me. I still think that that's the best look that Mr. Freeze has ever had, and Mr. Freeze is my favourite Batman villain of all time. Along with Two-Face, I thought Two-Face was captured really well. This was bought to me by a fan. They bought it from my Amazon wish list and arrived to me at the Wrestling Training Centre, so big thank you and shout out to who got me this. I just think it's incredible, like the look that Two-Face had in this show. I thought it was so cartoon and comic booky, but it was also almost believable as well, just because of the dark, grittier tone of the show. And I just loved that look. Now, one of my favourite things in this toy room is actually from Batman the Animated Series, and that would be this. When I first started school when I was 5, this was my first lunchbox. So to get this again, because the original one I had was absolutely destroyed, all the logo fell off and everything, but to find another one of them and put it in my toy room, like it holds a very special place to me. DC Collectibles came along in 2015 and started relaunching a lot of original Batman the Animated Series figures, but they made them a bit bigger. They're about 6 inches tall. All the things that came along with it, the accessories, the vehicles and everything, they were bigger and on a much grander scale, and these are very much geared towards people like me, who are adults who grew up watching the show, and now we have some disposable income, not enough to afford these, but we still buy them anyways. Things like this, the Batwing. Now, again, I'd like to give a big shout out to my fiance for getting me that. Just look at it, it's so cool. She's got me this diorama of the Batcave down here, which features Batman, Robin and Alfred, and the Batcomputer. The Batcomputer is so annoying though, because these vinyl stickers that are on there, they have this tendency to just kind of roll up and fall off, and it's so frustrating. One of my closest and best friends, Matt Myers, bought me the newer version of the Batmobile right here. It just looks the part, it's incredible. I don't know about you, but for me, these hold a very special place in my heart because they bring back so many memories of being a kid and going out and buying these toys, getting home, playing with them, some of the things that you do with the Batman figures and the stories that you'd fantasize as a kid. Now, Batman the Animated Series was so successful, and it would basically propel superhero cartoons in the early 1990s and going into the mid 1990s. And the one that would follow after that was X-Men the Animated Series, and we're going to cover that in the next episode. So for right now, I'm going to try and do one of those cool cape swishes that Batman would do and then he'd walk away, let's see, with a figure. I used to always do that as a kid as well. I'd have him and then he'd do something real badass and it'd be like, might have worked, kind of worked, I don't know. But yeah.